What's up, Wikimaniacs? On today's episode, we have an OP who takes their ex to custody court. A son gets a wake-up call. An OP wants his wife to contribute towards household expenses. A wife wants a new pair of shoes. A number 2 ruins a party. And a couple gets caught in the act. For the Patreon exclusive stories, we have an anti-Instagram boyfriend and an OP who is into their best friend's wife. If those sound interesting to you and you want day early and ad-free episodes, head on over to patreon.com/cultivate podcast network. Reddit on Wiki starts now.
Get therapy.
I'm not ready.
Get therapy.
What's up, Wikimaniacs? It's your boy Josh here for another Am I the Asshole Friday. I'm, of course, joined with the wonderful and overly worked man, John Consignato. What's up, buddy?
You might call me wonderful, but I don't feel that way.
You're Mr. Wonderful.
Oh, God. Well, I am grouchy like Mr. Wonderful, but not rich, so I wish I was rich like that motherfucker.
Damn. Unfortunately, Sean will not be able to make it to this episode or the next one. He's been going through some stuff, so shout outs to Sean. Give him some
Get
some
well soon,
wishes.
my guy.
Yeah, he's going through it. So, well, I'm sure we'll talk about it more when he's on, but for now,
that's up to him if he wants to discuss.
Yeah, for now, just wishing him well wishes and
love you, brother.
Hoping he's back next week. But John, are you ready to hop into the first episode in February?
Already?
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Feels like we just met in December.
Seriously. And it's, oh my God, that's crazy.
Nutty.
Let's get to it, man.
All right. So the first one we got here is cross-posted by Tis the Damn Season 1. And it tis not the damn season. It's January.
It's done. Are you still cold over there? Is it freezing?
No, it's actually warm. There was we had everything was coated in ice last night because it was like rain and then just froze, and it was terrible. I had to scrape off Sienna's car this morning.
Don't like that.
It's not cold, which is nice, but it's a little weird for January up here. But anyway, crosspost by Tis the Damn Season 1, and the title is "Am I the Asshole for Taking My Ex to Court for Custody?"
I'd say no. I mean, if you're gonna take your ex to court for custody, chances are you probably want to be involved in that kid's life. And not saying every parent has a right, to be in their kid's life. Some parents shouldn't be on their kid's life, but I don't know. I'm going with not the asshole for this one.
Okay, sounds good. I think Sean would be with you on this one. Just
he has to.
He
Solidarity.
has to legally. Yeah, I don't know what we're
Exactly.
gonna do for the punishment in February,
because that's over. You bastards.
We'll figure something out. We'll do something special anyway.
Something.
But all right, so you're saying not the asshole. Let's hop into it and see. 2 years ago, a friend of a friend, Riley, 25 female, and I, 26 male, had a drunken one-night stand which resulted in her getting pregnant. We didn't know each other that well, and I didn't think I wanted to do anything with the kid because I was relatively young and didn't want any kids yet. I wouldn't want to pay child support or anything, and I told her this. Well, then you shouldn't have had unprotected sex.
Yes. Agreed. Damn, I think I'm wrong already. Starting off February, not so hot.
It's okay. I think you went through a perfect January almost, so.
Damn it.
But anyway, we'll continue on. She understood this and said she didn't need to force me into anything, but that she would be keeping the baby. I felt a little wary about that, but she argued it was her body and her choice, so I relented. Riley said she wouldn't cut me out of her life, but the baby would never know me as its father, just as a distant friend of hers. I agreed because I doubted I would want to be that involved, and I was right with that assumption for a while.
Which, yeah, you fucked up there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of set it up pretty bad. So,
Shortly after, I began dating a girl, Allie, 25 female, who I fell for fast. Allie knows the basics about Riley and what happened. She was fine with it because Riley and I haven't seen each other in years, and she believes that this chapter of my life is closed and I don't revisit it. Recently, Allie found out she was pregnant, and I was excited to have a child with her. As her pregnancy progresses, I find myself wanting to reconnect more with Riley and our kid. Allie was initially not very happy with my sudden decision to want to be involved, but I reassured her I just want to know about the kid. I asked a few mutual friends about Riley and what happened after we parted ways. Turns out Riley got married to someone when the baby was a few months old, and he's been raising our daughter as his own. Word got back to Riley that I was asking about her, and she invited me to our daughter's second birthday as an olive branch. Allie agreed to go to the party with me. Admittedly, I got a little peeved during the party.
Why?
Yeah, you're a friend of her mom's. Why would you be peeved of?
Exactly.
My daughter doesn't look much like me, having many of Riley's features, which I don't know why you'd be mad about that. She only seemed to get my skin tone and hair texture. It annoyed me a little bit that she was calling another man her daddy, and that Riley had no care to correct her about who her real father is.
Oh, maybe because you weren't a father.
You weren't a father.
You weren't a father.
Shit.
You were not even in the picture. You just got jealous all of a sudden.
Holy, this guy's a fucking idiot. Having another baby on the way, I regret agreeing to Riley raising her without knowledge of her true father. Before I left the party, I pulled Riley aside and told her that I wanted to be involved and that I wanted to get a custody agreement filed with the courts. She got mad and said that I couldn't sweep in when it's more convenient now, and that she's not going to upset her daughter's life because I suddenly want to play dad.
Yup.
She said she already has a father who loves her very much and doesn't need me to confuse a 2-year-old about who her father is. Riley told me she may be open to explaining our relationship when our daughter is much older and can understand it, but right now all I will be to her is a friend of her mother's. My girlfriend got pissed at me, saying she only agreed to this because she thought I wanted to get to know the girl as a friend of Riley's, not her father. Allie told me that I was an asshole trying to insert myself into a happy family, and that if I kept this up, I wouldn't be involved in her child's life either.
Damn.
And then 2 years later, he's going to be like, I want to be involved in that child's life. After thinking about it for a bit, I met with a lawyer yesterday about possibly getting custody. This is my child and I should be involved. The agreement that Riley and I was verbal and there's no papers, so I mentioned it to the lawyer. The lawyer told me there is a chance to get custody since the agreement was only a verbal one, so I have that going for me. Papers have been filed and Riley will be served with them by the end of the week. I feel good about my choice, but my mutual friends with Riley and my girlfriend have been ignoring me. I don't think I was wrong. Am I the asshole?
Absolutely yes.
100%.
So you messed up from the very get-go. You said to Riley that you weren't ready to have a kid. Riley was like, hey, this is also my decision and I want to keep the kid. And I don't know if, did I hear that right when he says the OP didn't want to pay child support, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so that part pisses me off because now all of a sudden when the kid has some sort of foundation, has a happy family, a stable family at that, a stepfather that stepped up and loved the kid like its own, all of a sudden you want to swoop in. So if you are going to go to a court proceeding saying like, hey, I want to be part of this kid's life, then you better back pay Riley for those 2 damn years that you weren't a fucking father to that kid. If you want to be part of that life, that comes with that responsibility. And financially taking care of that kid is one of them. Chances are, if I'm not saying like the mother was probably not capable of like taking care of the kid by their own, but luckily someone did step up and help raise her up, right? So I'm just saying that if you want to be part of that kid's life, the first step that you need to do is get those damn fucking back pay going because you need to, contribute. And not just, not only that is you miss so much of like her probably going through the fucking pain of child labor by himself, and she probably didn't have that much emotional support. And yeah, dude, you're a total douchebag for wanting to butt in. I don't even want to start talking about how you're ruining your current relationship right now with your current girlfriend. You're about to lose another kid.
Yeah. It's baffling. He wants his cake. He wants his cake and to eat it too.
Yeah.
Like he didn't want any part of being a dad for 2 years. And now he's all of a sudden got this weird complex because he saw someone else calling his kid dad, who is that kid's actual dad. It has been
rightfully
there,
so
the
up. Dad. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Riley's badass mom and was like, I'm raising this kid by myself. I don't need you.
She took full responsibility, both physically and everything else.
100%.
And you just want to sweep in enjoy all the glory while she made a life for herself.
Exactly.
You're a douchebag, dude.
Yeah. And on top of that, so on top of everything you said with like the custody and like paying child support, I am even against that like getting custody, even if he does pay child support, because as Riley said, you're upending this kid's entire life at 2 years old when she doesn't understand it, and she won't understand it for, quite a few more years fully. You know what I mean? And so to just go in and ruin this family because not ruin, but like upend the family and like put them out where they originally had something that was working for them and they had a happy family. You're now like inserting yourself where you're not needed. And it's just causing more issues. And then on top of that, yeah, like John said, issues in your current relationship with your current family, and all of your mutual friends are like, don't fucking do that.
Dude, stop. Your ego is getting way too inflated. Like, come on. Now. You don't need to wreck everyone else's life just because you're unhappy with yours. So, dude, you suck.
Oh, he just needs to realize that he's not a father. He's a sperm donor, as we say many times. We need to get that shirt going.
For sure.
But yeah, so Reddit agreed asshole, and Devious730 said literally every single person in his life telling him don't do it. His current girlfriend who's carrying his second child is threatening to leave.
Don't do it.
Get away from him. But yeah, no, he just goes ahead and files him anyway. Total asshole.
Yeah.
Crazy.
My God. And the lawyer fees that he's probably paying, the egregious amount of lawyer fees should be paying, that should have gone, I don't know, maybe hide like a savings account for the kid in the future, right? So
yeah.
Hey, instead of wanting a custody, if you really want to be part of that kid's life, put some money aside so that way that kid can benefit in the future when that kid is ready to be introduced to you as their father. So
exactly,
that's just my thing about that.
Like, make that account with the stipulation, like knowing this may not lead to me being in her life.
Look at that.
You know what I mean?
Perfect.
Like, just
there
be an adult.
Exactly.
And it pisses me off because Riley even like put out an olive branch to be like, oh, you can meet her.
She didn't even have to do that.
She didn't have to do that at all.
Yeah.
And you're just taking advantage of it. It pisses me off so fucking much. Oh, some people are terrible. But anyway, we'll move on to the next story here. Cross posted by my lower score gay lower score throwaway account. It's a great username.
Nice.
And the title is, am I the asshole for harshly waking up my son?
Damn. Yeah. Because if I had been waking up harshly, I would be throwing hands. Also kind of depends on how old the kid is too. Like, if this has a trigger warning and it has one of these, is it baby shaking that happens? That's where my head.
There's not that.
Okay, good. That's because that's where my head was going. But I don't know if it's like a little tiny prank. Not really, but yeah, let's go with asshole for this one. I'm scared to go 0 for 2.
Did your parents used to wake you up like for school and stuff like that?
No, for some reason I've always kind of waken up normally. Like I'd just be like the Undertaker and just rise up. I'm ready to start.
I feel dead, but I'm awake.
Oh, that's me. That's my life.
I was terrible as a teenager. I was awful at getting up. But we had a dog, and my parents would just let the dog in, and she would like jump up and lick our faces.
Wow. I mean, that's the best alarm clock right there.
It was good. Yeah. Until we trained her just to lie back down with us, and she'd fall asleep.
Damn.
But anyway, we'll hop into this one. You're saying asshole. We'll see if you are right on the second story. So my wife, 27 female, started a new job last week and has to leave the house early. I work from home. Before this, she would be the one to wake up our son, 8. And I, 35 male, would be the one to pick him up from school. Since last week, I'm always waking him up. My son is definitely a mama's boy and listens more to my wife. I noticed it first when I started waking him up. When my wife woke him up, he would immediately get out of bed. With me, he would always have an attitude, and I had to remind him multiple times to get up and get ready for school. I discussed this with my wife, and she told me to be patient with him, since the new change messed up his schedule as well. This morning, I wanted to wake my son up again, but he wasn't having it as usual. He asked me to let him sleep in for 10 more minutes. I agreed and left the room. I went back to his room 10 minutes later and told him to wake up. He refused, pulled a blanket over his head, and told me to get out of his room. I was really sick of his behavior, so I went to the kitchen, filled up a glass of ice cold water, and went back to his room.
Damn.
I asked him again if he would get up, and when he said no, I poured water on his head. And then in brackets, that's how my older brother woke me up one time when I was a kid. And we laugh about it now.
Hey, yo.
I can't imagine a worse way to wake up.
Dude.
I mean, I can, but that's a pretty bad way of waking
That
someone
is. That's the shock of being freezing cold. I would
and then your bed's all
definitely
wet.
start. Yeah, and I'll start kicking somebody for sure.
My son started screaming and crying. His pillow and blanket were wet, but he finally got up and got ready. He was mad at me and didn't talk to me during the drive to school. I told him that I didn't want to do this, and I hope that waking him up will be more peaceful next week. When my wife got home, my son immediately ran to her and told her about the incident. She was furious and yelled at me. She told me that I completely overreacted and that I should be ashamed of myself. I tried to explain that our son made it impossible to wake him up in a normal way, but she refused to listen and made me sleep on the couch in my own house.
Ooh.
While I understand that my method was a bit extreme and immature, I wish my wife would have understood my point of view more. I guess I should have discussed this method with her before waking him up, or maybe I should have just FaceTime her so she could see how difficult he was being. Am I the asshole?
Yes. And it should be apparent why your son gave you the cold shoulder.
Apparent.
And cold shoulder because, got dumped on my high school. Anyways.
Double.
Bam. Yeah, because to me, the way that this story was explained, yes, granted, there are such things as mama's boy and vice versa. There's could be daddy's girl and stuff too. To me, it sounds like this father does not have a great relationship with the kid.
Yeah. I also
and
get
the
that
fact,
sense.
Yeah. And the fact that the kid was like, hey, get out of my room. Chances are this dad is not really as involved with the kid as much. Because I don't know. This is speaking from my experience. I'm more of a mama's boy too. But when my dad asked me to do something, I will do it. Sometimes begrudgingly, but I would still do it because the respect was still there, right?
Right.
And my dad was pretty involved in my life, so like there was that respect factor of it. And to me, that's what I'm getting is that this dad does not really interact with the child that way. For that kid to have a certain reaction and that kind of certain like attitude towards the dad. I think towards the end he kind of had some sort of remorse and say like, damn, I should have approached it a little different. I think he has some redemption arc that could happen possibly. Maybe he can look at himself in the mirror and say like, hey, maybe he responds more to his mom because his mom puts more effort into having a relationship with the kid. So I'm still going with asshole. That is pretty harsh, but maybe you have some self-realization along the way and maybe you could change that and have a better relationship with your kid.
Okay, so there is a little bit more information from OP in the comments, but before I get into that, I did want to build off of the, it sounds like he doesn't have as strong of a relationship, especially where it's like the kid wakes up with no problem with the mom, but has issues with him. It is very telling to me that, he definitely like your wife is doing, like, why not talk to your wife about how is she parenting him? Like, how is she with like getting him up on time? Like, what is she doing differently? Because it sounds like you haven't done this at all in the 8 years your son's been alive. So it's a red flag for me right off the bat with that. But I'll get into Reddit deemed asshole and a commenter, Afrana. There's a lot of H's and N's in there. I don't know how many Annas there are, but they say, yes, absolutely, you're the asshole. That's a disgusting thing to do to your 8-year-old, and I wonder why he prefers his mom. And then OP says, because she coddles him and is into gentle parenting. She had him when she was 19, so she was really young and didn't understand discipline and consequences. Since I was a bit older, I handled the consequences. Of course, a kid prefers the fun parent, but once he's an adult, he will thank me.
Wait.
So he was, I'll give you, he was 27 or 28 when she was 19.
Ooh, Sean Rule. Sean Rule.
And that was when they had the baby. So we can all do math pretty well.
I can't very well.
Minimum 18. It could go lower than that when he was 25, 26. So gross off that.
Yeah. And I don't think you can even call it gentle parenting trying to wake up a kid. You know what I'm saying? It should. Why would you go and resort to fucking throwing cold ass water? That's insane behavior.
It's crazy. And then, I mean, obviously people had comments being like, this gross that you dated or knocked up an 18-year-old when you were 27. And he went on to say, stop infantilizing adults. I love how that's always the argument. Like, dude, if it's a 19 and 18-year-old and they have a baby together, no one says anything. We don't care about that. That's not against the Sean rule. The Sean rule is when it's a ridiculous age gap and the person is barely an adult. And I hate the pushback we get against that, because there's people in our comments, even couple weeks ago when this comes out, being like, 18's legal. It's like, ooh, okay.
I was so tempted to make something out of that, but I was like, I don't have the energy right now. I could make something stupid at the moment.
It just bothers me. It's like, okay, if 16 was legal, you're okay with that? Like, what are we doing here? I don't understand the argument.
It's kind of weird behavior, people.
It is weird. But anyway, moving on to the next story here. And this one's, so I've got an interesting thing with the next two stories here. So,
okay.
We'll start with this one, posted by Wife Allowance. And this was on Am I the Asshole? And the title is, Am I the Asshole for wanting my wife to contribute towards household expenses proportionally?
Proportionally? In a sense, no. But, however, this is tough. I'm trying to lean towards no, just because, I don't know, it's such a tough economy right now. Sometimes it takes a 2-person household to make it work. But I'm getting a gut feeling. And just because of the stories we've been covering a lot lately, the wife is pregnant, can't work. And this is what I just posted on TikTok. So wife can't work, is pregnant at the moment, and probably is not working and can't contribute. So I'm gonna go asshole with that, my guy.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that I saw that story today when you posted that. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, that's that's what a lot of these are, for sure.
Yeah.
But we'll hop in and see if you were correct with that prediction. So when my wife and I married, we had decided that she would be a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, okay. So how can she possibly split the bill then?
Magic.
Insane.
She is Russian and has gone no contact with her family since about the time we got married, since they are alcoholics. She came here as a student, and we have a 5-year-old daughter. Our arrangement was that I gave her an allowance for buying, which I hate that terminology, but anyway, I gave her an allowance for buying anything she wanted for herself, and then I paid for other expenses that we both agreed on. I make more money than enough for all of us. It has always been a point of contention, and she wants me to increase her allowance. Sometimes when we disagree on a purchase like a toy for our daughter, she will use her allowance to get it, then expect me to reimburse her allowance for it.
I mean, yeah, it's for your daughter.
Yeah. It's
dumbass.
Additionally, she wanted to buy expensive makeup and use it even just for going out to see friends casually. Recently, since our daughter started school, she has started doing a few gig jobs like dog walking. I was not for it, but I can't stop her from doing what she wants.
Ooh, red flag.
Yeah. Why was she? Why?
Ooh, red flag.
Don't you want her to do that?
Red flag. Ooh, you a financial abuser, my guy. Ooh.
That's what I'm getting here. However, the time she spends doing that means that she has less time to be a stay-at-home mom. So I told her recently that I expect her to pay for the house expenses proportional to what she earns. She disagrees, and I said I could just reimburse her allowance in that case, as she now earns money. She got quite angry with me, and we fought. Things seem better now, but sometimes I feel like she is still a little upset. She used some minor things against me, like the few times I asked her for money, as I did not have change for small purchases. Was I the asshole here? I think it's only fair to change the arrangement now that she works.
Yes. And again, you sound like someone that financially abuses your parent or your partner.
Yes.
And you want to be able to control all the finances, right? And here's the thing too. We talk an allowance, which is a weird thing to say.
It's a weird phrasing.
It is weird. But okay, hear me out. Devil's advocate. It might work for some people, and that if that's your thing, that's your thing. However, the weird vibe that I'm getting is you're trying to tell me that he's trying to dictate like what she can earn. And she's saying that like, hey, you got to earn your keep now. But what the guy is not considering is that she's severely underpaid at the end of the day.
Yes.
Why aren't you giving more and more allowance? Because she's running the whole ship in the house, right?
Yeah.
She is essentially most of the, and this is just assumption, but this is usually right. Chances are she's the cook. So you ain't paying her for no chef fucking bills. She's usually the cleaner, which cleaners are expensive to hire. So you should be paying her for that.
Mm-hmm.
Babysitter, picking up the kid, doing all the shit. And not only that is you have the audacity to get mad at her for you not having any worries outside of like your 9 to 5 or your day job, which is pretty fucked up, my guy. And the fact that you said that you don't like her working makes me think that you want to hold her down just so you can have control over her.
That's exactly what it seems.
Is a fucking red flag.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everything you just said is exactly it. Sean brings this up tons of times. He says, you know how expensive like daycare is and like child care. And yeah, you're giving her allowance. I imagine can't be that much money compared to like what she should be getting paid.
Yeah.
And you look at it as not a job. That's what you like. People like this look at stay-at-home parents and they're like, that's not a job. It's way more work than you probably do. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
Taking care of kid, housework, cooking, cleaning, all that kind of shit is a lot of fucking work. And it's 24/7.
It's exhausting.
And it's exhausting. And you're just like, oh, I do a 9 to 5. Like, here's your allowance. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
So anyway, asshole from me, an asshole from Reddit. And he puts an edit here.
It's probably not going to help, huh?
Well, we'll see. Edit. Okay. I get it. I'm an asshole. I know I have controlling restrictions on her. We rushed into marriage for her visa issues as she could not find a job and hence married me. I always intended to lessen them once I trusted her and realized I really do. My dad insisted I be careful because of what people say about Russian brides. She has an Ivy degree in physics, and I know her dream is to be in science. I will talk to her and see if she wants to get a master's or try getting jobs again now that she has a permanent residence. And I will tell her to just use the shared account for any expenses as long as it's not like $1,000 expense.
So she has a dream, and you restricted her to being
because you didn't trust her.
Stay at home,
but married her.
Weird behavior.
Behavior. It's weird for sure. And Randolph MD says you're the asshole. This all seems like pretty textbook financial abuse. She is supposed to be your partner. You are essentially paying her to be your wife and homemaker. She was obviously more vulnerable to this sort of abuse since you chose someone without family to help her. What the fuck do you know about makeup? Women are under a lot of pressures to keep up appearances, and let's not kid ourselves. You'd be posting here about how you are mad that she is letting herself go if she wasn't. You don't have a wife or want a wife. You desire a housekeeper who will sleep with you. Hopefully she is slashing her earnings away so she can leave you.
Agree.
So there was all that. And he put the edit.
I'd be rushing to leave you if I was a girl.
There it is. So that post was, as we're recording, about 10 months ago.
Damn.
This next story we've got also posted on Am I the Asshole by the same guy.
Oh, he's complaining about
a few days ago.
He's going to complain about her, huh?
So
she left her.
She
left his ass.
Well, it's an Am I the Asshole? So
okay.
I don't know and these are the only 2 posts he's ever made on this account. So I didn't see any like relationship advice or anything like that. But this one is titled, Am I the Asshole for not buying my wife $350 shoes?
I mean, because he was the asshole in the other one, I might as well go with, yes, he's the asshole again.
I've never done this where it's back-to-back same poster. I thought this was super interesting. So
okay.
This sheds a little bit more light on, their relationship.
He's the heel of this story so far. So
damn, you couldn't even let me get into the story before you started.
I'm sorry. I had to.
All right. So I'm on a trip to a country in Asia for work and left from the US. My work was okay with me bringing my wife as long as I paid for her ticket. So I thought I'd treat her to a trip. I paid for her ticket and left our 6-year-old with a friend. We were slightly rushed as we made it to the airport a little late and weren't sure about the lines at security. Unfortunately for my wife, once we crossed security, the heel on her boot broke. I don't know why, but she insisted on wearing heels everywhere and was all dressed up for this trip. Like not completely broken, but would completely fold outwards when she had to walk on tiptoes. So he's talking about the shoe. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, there weren't many shoe shops, and the shops we found were rather expensive. Most of the women's shoes were weird looking, but she liked one pair of heeled boots. However, it was around $350, which while I could afford, it didn't seem reasonable to me. We were already near the gate, so I suggested looking again at our layover airport in Europe. Unfortunately, we had the same problem there. While there were many shops, many of them were closed, and the only one shop we found in our terminal had an even outrageous price of around 400 euros.
It's tax. You can get that money back. It's tax-free shopping, brother.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, you actually get a receipt and then you bring it to thing and you'll get some money back essentially.
Interesting. Okay. I don't travel enough to know that. That's good to know, John. Eventually, I just told her to wait until we arrived, and she changed her shoe while we picked our checked bags. So am I the asshole here? She's a stay-at-home mom, so she doesn't have any of her own money, and after the cost of flights and paying my friend to babysit, we'd already spent more than usual. She seemed to handle it fine, just had to walk on tiptoes and put less pressure on the broken heel, and I carried the heavier cabin luggage. However, she got upset with me after we arrived, despite not saying much during the trip. So am I the asshole?
Again, the heel of the story continues. Absolutely, dude. I mean, okay, granted, $300 is a lot. I give you that. That is a very expensive piece of shoes. Personally, I wouldn't spend that much on shoes to begin with. Like, I'm a cheap motherfucker. However, you don't give your wife anything. So the one ask you probably asked from you, and just because of the context of the previous
of the first
story,
yeah,
of the first story, I'm inclined to say you're still the asshole, dude. But had this been just a normal story where there was no previous kind of, there's no
connection.
previous like bias or connection, like their flight, I'd probably lean towards, okay, I get it. It is expensive, but based on the information we've been provided, yeah, you still are, dude.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, like, it sounds like he has not, upped her quote unquote allowance.
Our allowance. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so you're still controlling her finances from the last story and like not allowing her to make her own money so that she could, if she wanted to, buy her own shoes.
Can I also say something too that makes me laugh, that just fucking kills everything that he's mentioned? He said that it was very expensive to hire somebody to take care of the kid.
You don't say. You don't
fucking say. You dumb bitch.
Yeah, that one, I got that one too. That was funny. But
bitch.
Reddit deemed asshole, obviously. And most of the comments were linking to the first story he posted, which is where I found it.
Good.
So
Internet got receipts, people.
Oh yeah.
They got receipts.
Use a different Reddit account if you don't want people to find that out. Or don't. I mean, I appreciate being able to look back on your shitty behavior.
This is content for us and we appreciate you.
We appreciate the content, not what you do to your wife.
Yes. All
right. Next one here, we got cross-posted by Mary Gitz 2011. And
dude, how many back-to-back episodes that we've had?
Yeah. I almost had like 2 or 3 of Mary Gitz in here. Could have easily been. Do
they listen? I don't know if they ever comment if you listen, because we've been using a lot of your stories.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's find out if you listen.
Yeah, let us know.
But this one is titled, "Am I the asshole for kicking out my sister-in-law after she pooped in my bassinet?"
Huh? Hell no. Hold on, wait. First question: what's a bassinet? Is it like a basket?
I think it's like.
Oh wait, no, that's for the baby, right?
Yeah, it's for a baby.
You shitted on a baby's carriage, bro? No, not the asshole. The fuck?
I've been saving this one for a couple days because I'm like, this one needs to be on the episode.
Look at me. I hope none of you are eating right now. Then.
So fucking funny though.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so let's hop into it. If I can here, I'll collect myself. So, I, 30 female, still can't fathom what recently occurred. My brother Josh, 27, married Kelly, 26, last year after a brief 3 months romance. They claim she was his soulmate.
Okay.
While my parents disapprove, I was simply concerned. I did not meet them so much since I live 2 hours away. I'm currently pregnant. My due date is in 2 months. We hosted our family, including Josh and Kelly, for my baby shower yesterday. However, right from the beginning, Kelly's behavior was off-putting. She was constantly making negative comments, which I ignored. At one point, however, she loudly called the event fucking dumb, leaving everyone shocked.
Damn, Kelly? Holy.
Like, I can't fathom why she would be doing that. But anyway, that's your soulmate. That's who you want.
Asshole, mate.
Asshole, mate. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
My mother took her aside after a few minutes, and then Kelly asked for space from all of us and retreated to our guest room. Josh checked in on her once. Towards the end of the party, when only a few people were left in the house, Mom and I went to check on her, but she was not in the guest room, and all the rooms close to the guest room had been looked into. We found her in the closet going through our stuff.
Yeah.
Kelly's crazy.
Josh, you're making some bad decisions. Not you, my guy, but the other Josh.
No, I made good decisions with my partner. She quickly got out after saying she was looking for the restroom, despite knowing where it was in the hallway.
Oh, well, she went somewhere else.
She left to join the group in the living room. I had already suspected something was up, so I wanted to check in on all the rooms just in case.
Oh,
Nothing
no.
was missing or out of place except for the nursery.
Oh, no.
But what I also noticed was a foul smell in the room.
Oh, no.
I've been decorating my baby's nursery for a while now, so I knew this was not normal. I was looking for the source when I looked into the bassinet, and I could not believe what I saw there. It was a full-blown turd right in the middle of my baby's bassinet.
Oh.
There was no way an animal could have come into the room, and it was clearly human poop. But I called my mom and husband, and they saw what I saw. There was only one person from the party who had been in this part of the house, and it was Kelly. At some point, I started to cry and stormed into the living room to confront her. When I called her out, her face told me that she knew what this was about.
Okay, so she's guilty then.
She's like, shit, they know about my
Literally.
shit. She feigned innocence for a while, but then asked me for what proof I had it was hers. This is when I lost my cool and screamed at her to get out of my house. Josh got angry with me for trying to kick his wife out and screamed back. I asked him if he knew what she was up to, which he refused. Then I told him in front of everyone that Kelly had pooped in the bassinet.
Oh.
He did not believe me, but I took him to show it, and some other people also followed, leading to
Oh my God. What a shit show.
leading to a public confrontation and shame. She started screaming, calling me a witch, and saying she wished. Oh God.
I'll do it again.
No. Calling me a witch and saying she wished I was unalived in childbirth.
Oh my God, Kelly.
Yeah. My husband promptly kicked them both out. Since this morning, however, Josh and Kelly have both been texting me saying I embarrassed them, and this could have been solved privately, but they refused to give me the reason why she did it or apologize, so I'm not responding anymore.
Bitch.
So am I the asshole?
No. Oh my God. I wouldn't even kick them out. I would have called the police on them. Like, you need to arrest these fools for fucking destruction of my property.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Kelly.
Absolutely insane. I cannot even understand like what would be going through her mind to do that. Like, what is happening? She needs to
get therapy
real bad.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, because there's
Absolutely.
clearly something that triggered her. And I mean, we don't know what it is, but I mean, that's no excuse for that.
And fucking Josh, defending her.
Those
Knowing that
Joshes.
those Joshes.
Always the
And
worst.
the fact that you let your wife say that to your sister, saying,
yeah.
I wish you were unalive during childbirth. Oh my God. The way I'm surprised the dad was pretty calm about it. Just say, kick them out. Because I would be
Throwing
violent. I would be extremely, what the fuck
What an
did you say?
insane thing to wish on someone. Like,
Yes.
No matter what the scenario is, like it just, I cannot get past it. It just baffles me. I hope you have nothing to do with these two going forward in the future.
Yeah,
Because
cut your brother out. Oh my God.
that is toxic, and you don't want that.
Like a turd. Cut them out. Like a poop knife. Stab
like
them.
a poop knife, cut it off.
Jesus
God
Christ,
damn.
Josh, what kind of story was this?
Blame Mary Gitz. But Reddit
man.
not the asshole, obviously. And say Clonic2500 said, if Kelly didn't want to be shamed for doing something so insanely disgusting and out of pocket, then she shouldn't have done something so insanely disgusting and out of pocket. I would be suing her for the cost of a new bassinet because there's no way in hell that I would put my baby in there after that stunt.
Oh yeah. There's
Yeah.
not enough washing or sanitizing
Just the
to the
memory.
point that just the memory of just
Even.
seeing that. That
Yeah.
is a freaking, that will trigger me for the rest of my life seeing that bassinet. So
Yeah.
fuck that. Hell
Crazy.
nah.
Yeah. Fuck Kelly and Josh.
Fuck Kelly and Josh.
All right, we got our last one here. Cross posted by Alternative, lower score fixed, lower score 5145. Might be a first. And the title for this one is, Am I the asshole for not apologizing for having sex in my own living room?
Oh, boy, it's your own living room? Fuck away.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Do all the positions, every single room. On top of the fucking laundry. Do something. Bathroom, kitchen, counter, floor, bedroom, attic if you want to. Change the damn fucking, filters and do it for all I care. But yeah.
Get it.
Your house,
Yeah.
your property, bang away.
So what do you think the scenario is then, John?
They got roommates, maybe? That
Okay.
like they're leasing out, maybe they're renting out the place and technically it's their property. But
So in that scenario, what do you think?
damn. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe maybe take it to the room. But
Yeah.
if it's your own house and no one lives there, and wait, hold on. But how can people possibly go in there if it's their own house?
Well, I mean, if you're sharing a space like roommates or something,
Oh, if you're sharing.
that's where I'm just trying to because we don't have Sean here to do the other scenario, so I'm trying to paint another scenario it could be.
I mean, okay. I could see why that could be kind of wrong. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you got to respect some other people's. Maybe some people don't want to see that shit, but in this scenario,
I'd say most.
Sean's not here. Sean's not here. All I gotta say is bang away. Let's get
go.
it.
All right, let's hop into it and see if you're.
Oh, they're hopping into some shit. All right.
There's probably gonna be a lot of puns in this one, but
Oh yeah.
all right. So 28 male, and my fiance, 26 female, are writing this together.
Okay.
Yeah, we've never had a multi-person story. I think.
What if they're writing while doing it?
Oh, that makes me slightly uncomfortable,
Keep
but
right
get it.
away. Yeah.
So obviously we are engaged, but we have lived together in my house for about 2 years now, longer than we've been engaged. I have a brother, 27 male, Ryan, and Ryan has a fiance / girlfriend / mother of his kids, Erica. Once you're fiance, you're not girlfriend, boyfriend, right? That's how that works.
I mean, technically, yeah. I think it's just. I think they're all separate titles.
Okay. Because for me,
Like it's a progression.
I still call Sienna my girlfriend sometimes, but I catch myself and she's my fiance now. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's a step up,
No.
it feels like.
that's true.
I don't know.
It's like
It's it's a nitpick of this, but that was just caught me. I wanted to see what other people thought. Erica and him met in high school and had their first child when they were 17. They have 2 more children since then. For a while, they were separated and then together and then separated again. And honestly, I can't keep up with them.
Damn.
Erica is also the problem. I know it sounds biased because Ryan is my brother, but everyone in the family agrees. I don't know. I mean, Ryan could be shitty too. You never know.
Could be.
She is not a likable woman. She's argumentative, rude, and entitled. She constantly starts arguments with Ryan and her own children during the holidays and seems to think that she deserves everything Ryan has done or accomplished because they have 3 kids. Erica also took an especially rude attitude towards my fiance for whatever reason. And then in brackets, my fiance wants me to emphasize here, Erica is a fucking bitch.
Damn.
Well, with that being said, my fiance and I often babysit Ryan and Erica's kids on weekends or at nights when they work or just whenever they need to, honestly.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me they had the kids when
Could you
I could
imagine?
be wrong. Oh no, don't do that.
Erica is cordial enough to my fiance when she's asking for babysitting, but other than that, they don't talk, and I think they both prefer it that way. My fiance wants me to note here that it's just not us who's had issues with Erica, it's my sister and her own brother as well. So last week, my fiance and I went out to our favorite restaurant after work, had some drinks at a nearby bar, and went home around 11 or 11:30. We were both a little drunk in our own home with a locked door and decided that the bedroom was just too far of a walk, and we started to undress on the couch.
Get it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, get it.
5 minutes later, my fiance is in a much more exposed state than I am, and she's up on my lap. Suddenly, we hear keys at the front door. Like scorned teenagers, we jump up. My fiance sprints around the corner to the hallway, leaving her clothes everywhere on the floor. Luckily, I still had my jeans on, so when Erica comes through the door with her 11-month-old, I'm just desperately trying to hide a raging boner, but not too exposed.
Wait, time out. Did I miss something? They don't live together, right?
No.
Well, how?
We'll get into it. Oh, okay. I see the question behind your eyes. We'll get into it. So I can hear my fiance around the corner, half laughing, half sobbing of embarrassment. And I'm just looking at Erica like, since when the fuck do you let yourself into my house? Erica looks at me, looks at the clothes on the floor, looks around for my fiance, and then just walks out and slams the door shut. After that, we got a spew of angry texts. Erica told us that we were indecent people with no class or integrity, and that my fiance should respect herself more by not being so open about her sex life, and that she will not be returning to our house with the children, as it's obviously not a safe place. I asked Erica how she even got a key to our house and what she was doing coming in, unannounced in the first place. And her answer was that she took the key from Ryan and that they were fighting and she needed my fiance to watch the baby while she figured everything out. She said that we would never watch our kids again. So she's just slut-shaming her for having sex in her own house. Privately.
And the entitlement is not even giving you a heads up and say, oh yeah, here, I got the keys to the house that you had no idea that
at
I had.
11:30
and by the
at
way,
night.
And I'm dropping, hold on, like dropping the responsibility of watching her own damn kid to other people. Erica, you got me fucked up.
Yeah. Erica is a bitch. Your fiance is right.
Yes. What the fuck?
Yeah. So obviously, while my fiance was pissed at basically being called a whore, she's very hurt that Erica claims she will keep the kids from her. My fiance loves the kids a lot, and she really likes having them. When I saw how upset this made her, even though I think it's empty threats, I texted my brother. The texts I received from Ryan seemed like they were written by Erica, but honestly, I can't be sure. It seems like they are both holding a grudge on what wouldn't be an issue if Erica would just stop being entitled. Ryan said that if
sorry, why is the brother mad?
Yeah.
Why?
Like I truly don't. You showed up unannounced to someone else's house and just walked in with keys that they didn't know you had, and caught them in a private matter at 11:30 at night. What do you mean? How is this anything like to do with OP? Like this is on you.
Yeah, and how irresponsible these two gotta be to fucking argue and not having, a layout where their kids are gonna be.
This is like
what the fuck?
This is like if you went to the washroom and I kicked the door in and caught you naked and was like, John, that is disrespectful. How could you do that? And it's like, why were you opening the fucking door, Josh?
I mean, it's true. You will catch me butt ass naked.
Right, but it's the same thing, right? It's like this is a privacy thing. This is their house, their area. They're doing what they want. They're adults. You know what I mean? You had a kid, Erica. You've had 3. You know the process. You're also not married. If that's what you're like, if you're trying to pull some high horse bullshit of you have to be married to. Like, it's just so fucking bullshit. It's such bullshit. Anyway, there's one sentence left. Let me finish.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, that's okay.
I just got heated about it.
I was also heated. Ryan said that if we apologize to Erica for what happened, then she will likely forgive us. My fiance was ready to swallow her pride and just apologize, but I refused. I don't think we did anything wrong. So my question is, are we the asshole?
Hell nah. Hell no. Normally I'd say fuck them kids, but the kids are victimless or blameless in the situation. But hell nah. Josh already kind of said it. They're adults in their own house with someone essentially trespassing.
Yeah.
oh my God, the entitlement of both Erica and the brother is ridiculous.
Yeah. If he is actually like backing her up on this, then he's just as culpable. But
Yes.
like, what was she like? For me, it's like, it's 11:30 at night. You're opening a door. Like, what if they were just asleep? Like, they think it's an intruder? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways this could go terribly wrong. So I don't know. I mean, we said most of it during the story, which is two sentences before it ended. But yeah, Reddit agreed, not the asshole. And
oh my God,
Dragon Celt 25 has a suspicion. They say, pretty sure she wasn't actually coming in to ask for childcare. I think that was a cover. Otherwise, why not knock so they're sure they're awake, or at least send a text? I think she was going to steal stuff or snoop or something else invasive. Suspicious says she only had the smallest kiddo who was least likely to tell other people what she did. If the brother knew they were out for the evening and let that info slip, then she could have thought they were out, assuming that they Ubered since they were drinking, so the car would not have moved, and went in for something nefarious. Thinking emoji.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good conspiracy
That's
theory.
a
I
deduction.
do like that. I like that. I like that.
Dragon Celt is a Sherlock Holmes up in here.
I know, right? And you know what? I would not even dismiss the idea that that could be possible. It seems like Erica is a handful. So
yeah.
It's entirely possible. It could be a thing. And I don't know how it respond. My question is, did OP actually give the brother a set of keys? That's
I would imagine so, right? I mean,
I wouldn't give. Hell no.
No, maybe. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea. Like, I know family members share keys. Like, I have like my parents' house keys or whatever, so I can get in whenever I want. But so I don't know. Some people,
I do it when I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be out for a little bit. Can I just leave the keys? I do that, but
sure,
on a constant like drop in whenever. Hell no, you got to send me like a 24 to a 48 hour business day notice for you to even fucking show up at my house.
For sure. I mean, and going forward, definitely change. These people should change their lock. Just never give them a key,
and get a camera. So like Ring could probably be like, hey, someone's in the front.
Yeah, that's a good idea too, because I'd be worried about that for sure.
Jeebus.
With that, we'll close out this episode. What did you think, Wikimaniacs? Were these people assholes? Let us know down in the comments on YouTube, Discord, or our subreddit. If you want to hear more, please consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network. Get to unlock bonus stories as well, especially the last one we did.
Story.
Crazy.
Unhinged.
Yeah. But you get bonus stories every Monday and Friday, as well as bonus episodes every Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever they are.
Tuesdays for the rich.
Tuesdays for, and then monthly Wednesday episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, John, for coming on, giving your takes. I stumped you for one finally. We love it.
Buy your Valentine's Day merch.
Oh, yeah. I should have
It's available right now.
Valentine. Get that for your significant other or yourself. Spread Gine all over the world. Spread Gine all over the world. But yeah, make sure to get that.
We gotta make money out of this somehow.
I can't believe that was the first one we did. That's crazy.
Yeah, well.
I love the design though. Shout out Janelle for those.
Shout out Janelle.
Yeah, they were awesome. So go get your Valentine merch. Read it on wikishop.com. And links it in the description.
Yes, the link is fixed.
Yeah, fix the link. Yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, thank you, John, for coming on. All the best wishes to Sean. Get better, buddy. And
love you.
Thank you, Wikimaniacs, for another amazing episode. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Light brown eyes, smooth and fluffy skin. It's a weird description.
Is she a marshmallow? The fuck?